Hello everyone, Mrs. Gigi here. It is Wednesday, a little bit later than usual, but I'm here and I am inspired by a thing from work today. Started the day early and we had a little bit of a talk together, me and my colleagues, and then there was a little lecture later on tonight, and with that there were so much input that I wanted to try to do something to create a thing or two that has to do with the thing that I heard. Before the stream, before I actually clicked on live, just now I realized that I've heard all of the information in Swedish, but I do have to kind of translate the whole thing to English for all of you to understand, and it had to do with how to be a person in your work situation where you need to let me just think, that you have to captivate the audience in a way, that you have to think outside the box more than once. And for me, in my everyday life, it has to do with listening and observing my surroundings. And with that, I had a little picture in my mind that I needed to kind of create. So that is what I will do. For me, it has to do with everything that I hear every day. For me, as the thing that I do for work, I need to listen to the kids. And I need to listen more into what they are saying, not the exact words necessarily. So that is what I'm kind of going to try to create here. It is hard sometimes to listen and to be inspired by the things that you hear, and to be able to turn those things around to the kids once more, to inspire them. So it's a give and take kind of situation. But with that, let's see if we can kind of do a thing. Because of the nature of a net, I kind of felt the thing with the net is it's hard to capture things there sometimes. So the words needs to be it needs to fit in the net, but it's hard for them to stay there. That's kind of where I'm at in my thinking process. And of course it might change, but you know, this is the way that I think of it as of now. And that might change till tomorrow, you'll never know, but that's the feeling I have now. So we will go with that. And the words needs to be in here, in the net, for me to be able to do something with them. to inspire the kids in whatever they do next. We need to inspire each other. That's the main thing, really. So the words are kind of pouring in here, and I am tempted. I have the clay letters here from earlier, you know, last week. The ones that I made in clay. I am tempted to use them. I am not going to, because I need them for something else. But I would really love to have them. We will have to think about that for a little bit longer. So focus on this thing now. We definitely have to have the thing in color, and we are going with, I don't even know if I have everything prepped. Hello, Queen Bees. Welcome, welcome. Been inspired by a work thing today, so that's what we're going for. Listen to your surroundings and be inspired so you can inspire others. Oh, thank you so much. So let's see, we will change the thing here, water, and we need some sort of coloring situation. I don't know, this doesn't necessarily need to be a thing just for me, but being able to listen to people around you and take the information and kind of either do a thing that inspires you in your everyday life, at work or whatever, but also take the information and inspire others. That's what the main thing was for me today. Being able to inspire at work. So it was actually up to the point where, you know, with me working kind of close to home, I just needed to get this thing going, because my mind immediately thought of this. Let's see what we can do. I am also thinking, so there need to be some sort of words going into this net. Not necessarily just written on, and we kind of need to figure it out somehow. Let's look into more brown. I don't know why, but it felt a little bit too orangey for me. So because of the situation with today's stream, this might be a little bit shorter than usual, but yeah, I don't know. That's what it is. So let's continue the little thing here. We have the main there, and then the net situation. I'm actually thinking about just going with an ink pen. And this would in a sense just be symbolic in me trying to catch all the words, catch all the things that I hear every day, for me to be able to inspire others. It is watercolor paper, nothing fancy at all. Not at all. Like, it's the cheapest you can get, and I know I don't mind using it. Usually when doing these things, my mind races onto all kinds of things that I want to do, and I create a thing like this, and then I save it for maybe a day or two, or maybe a week, if that, and then I throw the thing away. So it's just me being able to put it down, kind of thing, and then maybe show others what I do to be able to inspire, but then I'll just throw the thing away. So this is the cheapest paper you can ever imagine in terms of watercolor paper. I have used both, and I do have, that's what it is. I do have, and I have used the more expensive things before, and I kind of still do sometimes, but no, not for this specific thing. Usually I have something in my mind that I want to have just some sort of minutes or whatever to create. So that's what this is. Sometimes I only take regular printer paper too, because that's the easiest way to go with me trying to just visualize something. So we have the net there. Thank you so much, Ines. Then the words. I am extremely tempted to use these clay things that I have. I am not. Trying again to convince myself not to. So let's do it in a kind of an old-fashioned Mrs. Gigi way, because we need to kind of create words going in, or kind of visualize it anyways, to go into the net somehow. Let's see. Oh, you know, Queen Bee, if I would have saved up on everything, I don't even know what to say. You know, I create things, several things a day, and quick things like this, it wouldn't even be possible. For this specific thing, I'm now thinking, because I'm doing the live stream, I would like to write it in Swedish, so I will do that. Let's see, more important words. And sometimes it's actually hard to translate them, but this is listen. Let's think here. I'm also thinking about only letters, in a sense that sometimes it's just a letter or two that will get my mind spinning and then be inspired in that sense. We need to have observe as one. And then what else? What else? We need to have remember, or kom ihåg in Swedish. The tricky thing with translating the words and the meaning of the words, because that's not necessarily the same thing. There we have it. We need to have let me think. To be open to, like, not only to listen to what's been said, to be open to all the possibilities that's within the actual word. So I'm going to kind of do a little thing here in Swedish with that. I know what I mean when doing that. And then we have what else? What do I need in my everyday life? And this, for me, in this specific thing, is for my work, but it could also be in, you know, with family and friends and things like that. Because we are all different, but sometimes it has to do with, maybe, and I'm not saying it is this or that, but sometimes you're also in some sort of like a tunnel situation where you think the things you think are this tight, but others see it in a different way. So like, kind of open up your mind to think otherwise, kind of thing. Let's see, we need to cut these out. I'm actually thinking to be inspired by what you observe. That's also a thing. But in a sense, it could also be that you inspire others by doing it. So yeah, that's a little twist. Let's see, we will cut these out, these small little words, in trying to create a thing or two. Let's see. I'm actually going with this is what I do sometimes. This is me being inspired with what I do at the moment that I create it. So that's how I work, kind of. I don't mind. I know what I do can inspire others. So it could be, you know, I do not mind that everybody watches, as far as what I say and what I see in chat. That's a totally different thing. off to make your rounds. Of course, no worries at all. Like I usually say, we have a life outside of YouTube, and that life is very important. It could be more important than the actual YouTube itself, even though YouTube is really fun though. And that is part of why this stream came to where it is today. Let's see what we can do with the net situation. This is my version of putting the words in the net. It's in there. Everybody can see it. Not necessarily the way that you would do it, but that's how I do it the quickest way to create what I need in terms of have a thing or two here. Let's see, just going like this, the opposite way to create the net effect. Going like that. We have another word in the net. And some might fly away. Those that do, they might be even more inspiring than any other word, and that also might be the most important ones. So that's why it's really important to listen and to be open. Let's think. We will have one like, let's see, I'm thinking there. In, going in the net. I'm actually going to use a little bit of watercolor just to do a little thing there to hide that little corner. So it's up here going in the net. So this is what kind of inspired me today. Be inspired. Remember what you hear. Thinking that might be a thing there. And then this. The be inspired and inspire others. That's the most important thing, I would say. And I don't know, do I want to have that there or being, yeah, we'll put it there on the opposite side of the paper, just like this. So we have 5 words. Of course, there are so many others that you kind of have to do. Let's go in with this black ink again. To be open, to be inspired, and inspire, to remember what you hear, to listen, and not only listen with open ears, just listen and think twice or even more times. Observe what's around you, and what else can it be? Of course, so many other things. And now thinking, should I do a little explanation of a text here, just because? And that again in Swedish. Let's think. I have to somehow include the way that my brain works. That was a word too, wasn't it? I do sometimes observe to be able to work with other things from what I see, what I hear, actually what I feel. Like all the senses are in several ways combined into what I do. It might also be, let's see how I can do that. Thinking all those quick little, the quick moments. Let's symbolize those with like an arrow or something. The quick moments of things that are not predictable, but in some ways you know that they are there. So the thing with those, they can vary. You don't know exactly what they are, but you know that they are coming in a way. This is the deep thoughts, not necessarily, but you know, that's the deeper version of Mrs. Gigi today. So those arrows will symbolize all of those things that comes with our everyday life. Things that you know exists, but you don't know exactly when they are coming in to your life. And what else? There are so many elements, but they are kind of hard to combine in a thing like this, is it? I'm also now, when thinking about it, thinking colors. I've done this with black ink or black marker with words, but they are not necessarily black. They could be all colors depending on, of course, what feelings are connecting to them. And now thinking, the symbol of having a fishing net like this. Hello, Maddie, welcome in. The fishing net like this is my version of have the symbol of a word just literally going through the net, because you need to be very open-minded in my everyday life and work to be able to gather all the things that you need to be able to work forward on what you want to do. But if you are not, the words will just slip away. So that is why I have this. This could be my mind in a sense, but I wanted to have it like this. I do feel, do I want to have these in some sort of color? Not necessarily. So these are Swedish words, but they are listen, observe, remember, be inspired, and be open, or open to everything around you, to be able to take that into consideration with the next step. Maybe yeah, I'm going to create, let's think, next step. The next step part of this is really important, so we will do that too. Hello, Jen. The deep part of Mrs. Gigi is the one that you get today. I was inspired by a mini lecture that we had at work. So that is what we have. In my everyday work and in my everyday life, this is what I do. This is definitely what I do. I observe, I listen, I remember, I am open to everything around me, and I become inspired, but I hope I'm also inspiring somebody. And then I take the next step forward. Yeah, that might be. I just felt this could be my mind, but I just felt I needed to have it down like this to be able to show my colleagues tomorrow. So I'm actually going to bring it to work and then toss it away. Probably. So that's the next step that I will do. Let's think. There will definitely be outside of this thing too, so they will just go like that. And then maybe, no, I won't. We'll just do it like this. The beauty of just do rather than think too much. Just came home from this mini lecture and I felt I needed to just have a little bit of what's on my mind on paper, because I need to talk to my colleagues tomorrow about it. And of course, being on one of these informative things, that is, I don't know if it's like that with you, but I feel that I will have so many thoughts in my head that I can't really remember everything. So that's why I felt I needed to just have it like this. Just a little quick. And the next is for the way that we need to be as at least as teachers, quick in collecting everything, otherwise it will just slip through, and then it could actually be up to the point where you I don't want to say you miss an opportunity, but it could actually be like missing an opportunity for a pupil. It could be. Could actually be up to that point. Hopefully it's not, but yeah. Need to be observant to see all of the things. And looking into these, do we want to have them purple? I don't know. It does slip your mind. That's your that it. You know, it's been like that for me too, of course. But in the work where I am at the moment, it's important for me to feel that I have everything like put together in a sense. I do feel like I want to have these purple, but no, I don't know why. It just felt it felt like I wanted it to be. Going with just a little outline, and that's the feeling I have to be able to capture all of this. And of course there could be other words that are way more important, but these are the words that I feel are important at this specific moment. I can actually feel that I want to like put more words, and maybe words in other colors. I don't know how you are with words and things, but I tend to work with colors up to the point where, you know, the traditional like angry words, they are red. Scary words are blue or purple. I don't know, the traditional colors, like nice words are red. These can be intimidated, but no. I don't know. I feel like I want to have all kinds of words, and maybe I'll fill up this thing too. That might be the most important thing, to be able to fill it up with words. Oh, no worries at all, Jen. Or maybe, let's see if we can symbolize. I'm now thinking, let's see, some sort of things going in. I don't know what necessarily these will represent. They are orange. Let's see. We are going to create this. Definitely have to think. Oh, sorry. We will have to do a thing or two with that. Twist a little. The beauty of these Poscas, you can switch the nib. Ta-da! It's all new. Oh, this is totally drying up on me. We do need you just a tiny bit more. Let's see. Yep, now. like that. Then we need an orangey thing going here. Up here, of course. And then this thing. Need it a little bit wider. And this one too. Could actually go even thicker. And do one more try with this one. Like that. Building this thing up again. So this might be my thought process with this mini lecture that I had. But yet again, I hope that I've inspired you. And let me think. Do we need a surface or some sort of stable? How in the world are we going with that? We need to have a stable something to symbolize the importance of having a ground. Or is it just all the way through like this? And what are we going for? Are we going green with that? Let's just do it. And I'm now thinking there will be some grass thingies here, because green is grass to me. So we will just create a little thing like that. And yet again, that might have a meaning. It could be my opportunity to be able to grow with the thoughts that will be put in the net. We'll never know, but that's how I feel sometimes. Or hopefully several times a day. The thing that I get in here will make my mind grow into being inspired and inspire others. So that's another twist on the thing here. And again, what I'm using is, okay, this was watercolor. This was this like the Stabilo marker and these, and of course this was watercolor paper, not necessarily anything extra. You don't need that, do you? Just need it. Could have done it with this. So that's where it goes. Are we going with the stability of the ground here, but are we going upwards too? You could go up in the clouds with me thinking now that you have to be on the ground to be able to convert all of these things into something that you can use for the next steps. If you don't, you can be up in the clouds forever and ever, swirling around, and you don't really want that, do you? Absolutely could have, but I only have a couple of minutes. And I don't know, I made them black. I don't know why. Black things, they are important to me, but they can also be kind of harsh words in a sense. But we are going with some sort of cloud here in trying to let's see, are we going pale blue? Really pale blue. Up to the point where it's not really visible on camera, that is. Let's see, just the tiniest, if it is. I'm going to try to show you. So this is sometimes how my brain works. Or not sometimes, this is how my brain works. I see things, and to be able to remember them, I just need to do things like this. So I do these things regularly, but not necessarily in this type of way. It shows just the tiniest blue. So being down here, I don't know if I want to go green or do a thing over it like this. I could, of course, made like flowers or trees, because trees are good in a sense that if you grow a tree, or if you grow whatever, you have kind of done what you're supposed to in my field. You have set a seed to be able to grow for somebody else. I don't really, I'm thinking in a way that I will remember that, or do I want to have like seeds here? Or maybe field of something. And then of course the growing part. Now I kind of want to create like a diagram or something to show the I remember now that I've done something similar like several years back. It was, yeah, let me see, I have saved actually 8 very important things to me. This was from a part in my life where I didn't really feel too well in many different ways. This is terrible, but this is very important. I think I made this like in 10 minutes or something. I don't know. But it's kind of similar in a way. These are things that happened in my life. These things, these lines, represent different kinds of things in my life. The green line there, for example, you know, that wasn't really a fun thing. It was way down here at one point, but that the symbol of that is, you know, it was down here on this specific thing. Hello, Time Lord. It started out like this, with a pot, with nothing. I watered the situation, the everything with water and love. And then things happened throughout my life. Things happen, and these symbolizes all different kinds of things, up and down and all around. A roller coaster of a thing. And of course, you know, love and sunshine and water is what you need. So the sunshine is over here. And yeah, then it kind of went down. Really down. Really down for... Oh, no worries at all, Time Lord. It was fun to watch the video. So this... I was actually looking at these things the other day. So that's why I had this thing. Because I've saved 8 of... I could say that these 8 paintings or, you know, drawings or whatever I made are the most important to me when it comes to everything that I've created. So yeah, this is kind of a new version, a new version of what's in my life now. This wasn't as fun, but it was important at the moment when I created it, and it's very important to me now. But we will put that away. When I created that other one, there was a little challenge to it too, because I only had, I think it was 10 or 15 minutes to be able to create it. So, yeah, you could say that this is another way of showing my life now. This is way more fun. It might be really strange, and yeah, I don't know. You have to remember the things that you hear around you, see around you, feel around you. You have to be open to whatever is around you, like all the senses. Be inspired by it, listen closely to everything, and observe to be able to take the next steps. And that is, you know, combined with the work thing that I do. So yeah, the deep version of Mrs. Gigi's thoughts today. But to me, these are very important. I still do think, I said before, blue and purple things are kind of negative things. I don't know. I don't know if I want to add this purple Posca marker to this thing. I would love to say no. I think I'm gonna leave it out. But I still, no, I am going with the purple on the arrows. I am. Because that's what I felt first. I'm not gonna fill them out completely. I'm just going to kind of outline them. Like that. And then of course with the other one, So this will be my way of capturing what I heard today. My strange way of, instead of writing things down, I paint or create a thing that reminds me of what's going on in my everyday life. Let's see if we can add, I do feel like a little bit of something apart from this horrendous green with the Posca. Just a little bit of something else in terms of the green. And then of course like the line all the way through. And this one. And here. Do you want to have something else? I do feel, let's do another version. Let's think. Yep, we will do something growing. It needs to be something growing. Otherwise it will be boring, it will be sad. Hopefully there are things growing. Otherwise I've done something really wrong. Let's see. Symbolizing the growing part like this too over here. And maybe down here just a little bit more of the thing here. Whatever this is. So maybe you can recreate something like this. Let's create another thing. There are so many things growing, hopefully, in my life today that I feel like I want to be able to captivate them somehow. Let's think. We're going with maybe something else over here. Let's try it out here first. Of course, this wasn't at all nice. We'll throw that one away. Yeah, that's neater. This, I don't know what happened to this one. It's all, yeah, I think it's kind of You Are What Oh, is it John Carter film Before I Go to Bed? I don't know if I know that one though. Let me see. Thinking here. Going to add another thing. Symbolizing other things that grow, because there could be so many things. and having one on up here. And another one on the way, like further up here, behind maybe. No, you'll never know how things grow. The beauty of being a teacher. You have to be able to follow the group. So here we have that. Let's see, going in here again, down there. Want to add in a little bit more of the darker green. Canadian actor from the 80s. That was kind of where when I was born. I don't know. I have come up to the conclusion that I don't really watch that many movies anymore. I rarely, and could be, I rarely actually watch TV anymore at all. He was in a few movies. Oh, okay. I've never heard of any of those. So this might be the final thing. I will have to bring it to work tomorrow to try to explain. Let's see, are we going to do a thing or two? Do you want to emphasize? Yes, we are. Just the tiniest little. Like this. Then we all know. Then we can see the clouds clearly. Like that. This might be it for today. As far as I'm concerned. It wasn't much, but it was my mind on paper. And for some of you, that might not be what you expected today. Of course, I could have shown you, and I haven't really, I don't even know where it is, unfortunately. I could have shown you the October, the ink challenge, but I think I have the little book outside of this room. And this was, as of right now, as of today, way more important, because I literally ran home to be able to have all of this still in my mind to be able to create it. Thank you for being here, Time Lord. It's always a pleasure to have you in chat, and Jen too. Thank you for being here. Tomorrow is a new day for me. I will be back, I would say Friday, just for a little quick update with the Inktober challenge. Other than that, it will be the weekend as usual. A little bit of a strange thing today, but it was necessary. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a wonderful rest of your day, everyone. Bye.